my channel. First and foremost, I'm going to apologize for the washing machine noise. Second of all, I'm right in front of a window, so maybe I'll just do that. That way you can actually see me. So this video is going to be about how we got our cat, Oliver, the whole situation, how everything happened. It's kind of a little bit of a story, so I wanted to tell you guys how it was, how it's going. But first and foremost, I haven't been doing this because, for one reason, I haven't been making videos, but for the second, because my iPad's been dead and I keep forgetting. The comment of today's video is from Luigi Pride 6205. They said, enlightening, thank you. And that was on my They Don't Notice poetry piece video. Thank you so much for your comment. Again, if you guys ever want to see more of my poetry pieces, I have a ton of them. So just let me know and I would be more than happy to share with you some more poetry. This is going to be about our cat, Oliver. We'll get to this. Where we live, there's a bunch of street cats, and there was one who is like a long-haired, brownish gray tabby. There's another that is solid black. There's one that's solid white. There's one that's black and white, and then there's one that is now ours who is orange. The only ones that would come around really were the long-haired tabby female and Oliver. And the long-haired tabby female is very kind of like standoffish. Like, she'll come up to you and rub up against you and then just walk away. Like, she'll get what she wants and then she'll leave. But Oliver, he would come around like once a week. My boyfriend named him Orange Justice. So that's what we would call him. We would call him Orange Justice. We didn't have a cat here. The cat that I have before Copper is staying at my parents' house, simply because when I got him, I had moved about like 4 or 5 times with him, and I lived with my parents for the past like 2-3 years, and Copper's been there with him for the past 2-3 years, so I just decided it would be better for him to stay with my parents. He knows where he's at. I don't want to put him through yet another move, and he's happy. They take very good care of him, so still have Copper. Oliver, Orange Justice, we didn't have any cat food. We don't have any cat food. We don't have treats, like none of it. So he would come up. Oliver's right here. Let me show you him. So this is Oliver. He would come up to, we have a ramp leading up to the house, and he would come up the ramp and sit there, and like I said, we didn't have any cat food, so I would give him some hot dog bits. He really likes mini pepperonis. We would leave out like a little container of milk or water, and what he would do is he would come up and he would eat, he would drink, and then just leave whenever he was done. So this went on for several months, and like I said, he would do this once a week. He would come up, and when you walk into our house, you walk into the kitchen, was where I'm at now. So like the front door, you walk into the kitchen. Our screen door, like the first door that you open, it's like a slow close. So during the colder months, if we left food out, like we would have the door opened, and I would be kind of like sitting in the doorway, and I would just like be feeding him, and then like as the door would start closing, he would back out and walk away, and then he would be done. He would leave. It got to the point where I actually took like an old tote, and I like took everything out of the tote, and I put like an old couch cushion with blankets on it, and then put the tote lid like halfway on and left it outside because it was cold, and I wanted to give him somewhere to sleep that was like kind of warm. He never used it. None of the cats ever used it, so whatever. There were a few times, like as we got on later in the months, there were a few times where I would try to like lure him into the house, because like I said, it was cold. I didn't like him being outside like that. So I would lure him into the house. You walk into the kitchen, the door is right there. So I would be like sitting on the floor in the kitchen, and I would have like all the food laid out in front of me, and basically just let him take his time, get a little warm, get his food, get his water, whatever he wanted. And there were several times where he would stay in the kitchen to where the screen door would close fully. And when that happened, he would like turn around and start like pawing at the door and meowing to get out. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna keep you here. You know, you're more than welcome to stay. If you don't want to, you can go. It's not a big deal. And I would let him out. And that's how it went for like a few months. We didn't see him for like 2, 3, 4 months at all. And this was really unusual because we would see him about once a week. And I was getting so worried because I was like, you know, it's the middle of winter. Can you get off the curtains? The middle of winter, it's cold. Like, I don't think he's getting food. I'm really worried about, I was getting worried. We get Amazon Fresh deliveries specifically for sodas. Like, cause a lot of times they'll have deals on sodas. So we'll get like 4, 5, 6, 12 packs of soda and we'll have them delivered through Amazon Fresh. So the one morning we had an Amazon Fresh delivery of soda and Sparky was asleep. I go outside to get it. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. So I go out the door and I hear like rustling in the grass. And I'm like, whatever, I don't think anything of it. And I bring in 2 of the cases of soda. I turn around and like I see something flash out of the corner of my eye. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is that? What did I just see? So I turn around and when you walk into our house, you walk into the kitchen. Then you walk through this area and it's the living room, and then past the living room is our bedroom. He had never been further in this house than the kitchen, than the front door. He didn't go in any further past the front door. So I see something out of the corner of my eye, and I turn around. I'm like, what was that? Oliver took off into the house, through the kitchen, through the living room, and was standing in the doorway of our bedroom. I was like, what? I'm like, okay, what do I do? So Sparky's asleep, and I'm like, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. This cat just ran into our house. Like, what do I do? We don't have any food. We don't have litter. We don't have nothing. I bring in the rest of the sodas. I get that all done. And I'm standing there like so confused because I don't know what to do. So I'm looking at this cat and he never looked sick. He was always small and skinny, but we thought he was just young. He never looked sick, malnourished, none of that. Real quick, in case you guys care, I got a large lemonade with 4 shots of raspberry in it. So that's what this is. I'm looking at this cat, and this cat is so malnourished. His face is like sunken in, worn in. He just looks so sad. Like, you can see his rib cage, and I'll put pictures and videos along this video so you guys can see. He was like so skinny and just so weak and frail and fragile, and I was like, okay, I have to do something. I'm not gonna let this stay. I did what I always did. I got him a bowl of milk and I got him some hot dogs. Didn't touch any of it. I got him some mini pepperonis, didn't eat it. I got him some of that like pre-cooked shredded fajita chicken, didn't eat any of that. By this point, I've woken up Sparky because I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, this cat just took into our house. The door's still open. Like, he's not leaving the house. So I was like, what do I do? I'm crying because I'm like stressed and anxiety ridden and I have no idea what to do. So Sparky's like, let me try something. So he likes tuna. Sparky likes to eat tuna fish. He'll make like tuna salad. So he got a can of tuna, opened it up, and poured the juice into a little bowl. And he's like, let's try this. Didn't touch any of it either. Milk, water, tuna juice, hot dogs, pepperonis, chicken, like none of it. So I'm like, okay, he's obviously very sick and malnourished. I'm like, let me keep him in the house. Let me see what I can do. Quick thinking, I'm like, look, there's a Walmart 10 minutes from us. Like, I'm gonna run to Walmart, I'm gonna get the basics. I'm gonna get food. I'm gonna only get wet food because I'm like, he looks like he cannot process dry food right now. Like, he's so sick and so small. I'm like, I can only get wet food. So I get him a pack of wet food. I get him a nail clipper, a brush, litter box and litter, and shampoo that is like flea and tick shampoo. And I'm like, all right, we're just gonna do this. Now, mind you, before I went to Walmart, Oliver's just chilling in the house. He's like sleeping on the floor. He comes up into the bed with us and sleeps in us. Like, he's acting like he's already living here. And he's never been further than the first room in our house. But he's acting like he owns the place. He's been here. Before I go to Walmart, because Sparky and I are talking. We talked for like maybe an hour or two, trying to figure out what to do. Oliver shit on the floor. Not once, not twice, 3 separate times he shit on the floor. That partly was another reason why I was like, okay, I need to go to Walmart. And when I tell you, his shit was like neon green. It was like this green. And it was completely liquid. And my mind is, he hasn't eaten anything. He's been eating grass. And that's it. I'm like, I gotta do something. I gotta get some food in him. I gotta get at least a litter box. Luckily, our floors are like that linoleum. So wiping it up was nothing. But I was like, okay, I gotta do something. So I get everything, come back home, get it all set up, introduce him to the litter box. He uses it. Great. Wonderful. So he stays with us for about a day. And I'm like, look, let's go give him the flea and tick bath just to get him cleaned up. Because, like, his paws are filthy. His fur's, like, a little matted. I'm like, I don't know if he has fleas or ticks or whatever. Let's give him a bath. We take him upstairs, we give him a bath. He's like missing patches of fur like along his body, like that's how malnourished he was. And he had one like back here, like on the back of his neck behind his ear, that was a little red. It was kind of like how my face is a little red, you know what I mean? Like it's a little irritated, but it wasn't any cause for concern. So we're in the middle of the bath, we're giving him a bath, like room temperature water, like making sure he's okay. He did great. He did amazing, first of all. But as the bath went along, he started getting very antsy and aggravated. And I was like, okay, what is going on? So I'm like, you know what? Let's get him out of the bath. I'll take a washcloth and wet it to get all the soap off of him, that whatever's left, because he was not having it anymore. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to suffer you through this anymore. I'm just going to clean you up and get out of it. We had the bathroom door closed. We had Oliver like wrapped in a towel, and we had a space heater in the bathroom to try and like keep him warm, because I think at this point it was like March, April. No, it wasn't even April. It was like early March. It was still like a little cold out where we are. I'm looking at the patch of hair, and it is like bloodshot red, like this color red. And Sparky's like, he's bleeding, he's bleeding. So I'm touching it and I'm looking, and there's like nothing there, and I'm like, okay, he's not bleeding. But before it was like just a hint of red, and now it's like bloodshot. I was like, okay, something's wrong. All that said and done, I give his nails a trim. His nails were so filthy. They were caked with dirt. I even took like tissue paper and like put it on my nail. So like I put the tissue over my nail so that I could get like under his claws to get all the dirt out. So we did all that, and I called my vet at this time, the vet that I always took Copper to. I explained the situation. I said, look, what do we do? She said that, and I'm getting mad at this part, she said if it is a stray cat, there's a new law where they legally have to call animal control. I already had a bond with this cat. I had a bond with this cat before he even decided to come into our house, because I was expecting him every single week. I was expecting to get him milk, some food. I already had a bond with this cat. I'll be damned if y'all let animal control come take him. I don't care if he's mine or not. In my mind, he's mine. I said, okay, yeah, I'll call you back. Hang up the phone. I'm like, look, let's give it a few days, see how he's doing, and then we'll go from there. A few days goes by, he starts eating, he starts drinking. It's not a lot, but it's enough to where I feel better. He still has the red patch, but it's gone down. It's not like that blistering blood red, and he's just sleeping a lot. And he was using the litter box, but he was also not using the litter box. So like, he would use it 1 or 2, 3 times, and then piss or shit on the floor. And then we'd go back to the litter box, and then he would go back to the floor. And I'm like, okay, I gotta do something, because this is crazy. My big brain, I called the vet back. I gave a different situation. I said, hey, I just adopted this cat from someone that I work with who did not take very good care of him. He's very malnourished, he's very sick, and I want to make sure nothing's wrong with him medically. Oh, perfect, no problem. We have an appointment with the vet. I think it's like a week after when I called. Take him to the vet. I get him a little carrier to put him in for the car ride. He does amazing in the car. It was great. I've never had this cat a cat so chill in a car ride before. It was amazing. So we drive to the vet. It's like 30 minutes away. He's doing great. We go into the vet. The vet tech is the only one that sees him up until this point. And I explained the situation. I said, look, he's eating, but it's not a lot. XYZ, this is everything I know about him. She goes, how old is he? I don't know. Is he neutered? I don't know. And the question she's asking me, like, I can tell she's a little hesitant. And I said, look, this person that I work with has all these cats, was not taking very good care of him. I just took him off her hands. I said, I genuinely don't know anything about him other than he was mistreated. Not true, but I'm trying to save his life. The vet tech does like a basic look at him, just looking, checking in his ears. He had ear mites, and she's like, does he scratch his ears? I was like, no. She's like, he doesn't scratch his ears. I said, no, what he would, like, there were a few times where he would shake his head. I was like, but he never scratched at him. I'm like, no. She's like, oh, he's got ear mites. I don't know what that is, but okay, sure. She's saying, considering that they don't know anything about him, that we have no records of shots, she wants to do a examination, like physical examination, and she wants to get a blood work sample. Okay, fair enough. She's like, do you want a rundown of how much that would cost? I was like, yeah, no problem. I'm gonna let you take a guess. Now, mind you, physical examination by vet standards means literally just looking at them. Like, let me hear your heartbeat, let me hear your stomach. Like, let me feel to make sure there's nothing visually or noticeably wrong. Damn near $1,000. Almost $1,000 for a physical examination and blood work. The blood work was $800. This is without, okay, this is without any treatments, any shots, any vaccines. If he does have something wrong, anything to fix that, this is literally just them finding out if there is anything wrong. $1,000. So at this point, I'm crying my eyes out because I don't want this cat to die. But in the same aspect, I'm not spending $1,000 on a cat that I just found off the street. I know that's going to make me sound heartless, but I don't have $1,000 to just, oh, here you go. I don't make that kind of money. I don't have the money to just be like, oh yeah, $1,000, here you go, whatever. We didn't have that. So we were like between a rock and a hard place. Like, we want this cat, we want to make sure that he lives, that he's okay, but we can't, we don't have the money and we can't justify giving that amount for this situation. And it's like I said, if it was Copper and it was a cat that I've had for years, that I've grown up with, that's different. But this is a cat that I don't have that with. The lady's explaining to us that there is this Animal County Services in the state that we live in, that if you bring an animal to them, if you bring a stray to them, she didn't know he was a stray, but I'm using stray for this term of the conversation. They will put the stray on a 72-hour hold, a 3-day hold, and they will neuter him, spay/neuter, first round of vaccines, treat them to the best of their ability, and then you're able to pick them up after 3 days. I'm crying. We leave the vet. They do a little bit of scraping to get the ear mites out of his ears, but we leave the vet. So we come home. I'm still crying. And it's like an hour later, I'm like, look, let me call Animal County Services. See what's going on. So I call them. I say, look, got a stray cat here, blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay. They have a service where they can come pick the animal up for you, so where you don't have to drop them off. She said, what's your address? So I give her my address, and she goes, oh, unfortunately, we can't come get the cat. Well, why not? Where we live is like right on the border of the county and the city, and we're classified as being in the city, even though we're really not. She's like, this is city guidelines. Where you live at is in city restriction. We can't come get the cat. You're gonna have to call city. Animal city services. So, okay. So I call animal city services. I have never wanted to punch a stranger more in my life, over the phone, more in my life than I did on this conversation. He answers the phone, explains the situation. I have a stray cat, blah, 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 blah. He goes, we don't take stray cats. So what do you mean you don't take stray cats? He said, we don't pick up stray cats. So I got that part, but why? He said, oh, well, they help with the rat population. He said, we don't take healthy cats. I said, did I say the cat was healthy? This is exactly how he said. Well, what's wrong with it? Excuse the shit out of me. I said, look, this cat's very malnourished. I don't know what is wrong with him. I said, I know he's got ear mites. He's really underweight. I can see his ribs. He's very lethargic. I'm like, he's sick. Well, fine. What's your address? So I give my address. All right. You know, like, I guess I could have someone call you. Then he hangs up the phone. End of conversation. I guess I can have someone call you. The fuck? So what I did, because I'm already emotional thinking that this cat's gonna die. The minute that man hangs up with me, boop, block the number. I'll be damned if I'm letting the city come take this cat after the way that you just spoke to me. No, because I don't feel comfortable. You gave me the impression that you don't give a single fuck about animals. Why would I willingly let you take a cat? No, I'm not doing that. A few days goes by. I get several blocked calls from this number. I even get a note on the front door saying that they came to visit. I ignored everything. I don't give a shit. You're not taking this cat. No, fuck you. Ricky and I talk about it. Why don't we drop him off at the county services? Use your parents' address. Now my license still has my parents' address as my home address. Big brain. So we plan a day. I'm gonna go drop Oliver off. My mom comes with me because she knows that this is a little difficult for me. So we're driving. And once again, Oliver is the pinnacle of the goodest boy. So we get to Animal County Services and explain the situation, give all my information, all of Oliver's information that we know about. She's like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna put him on a 3-day hold. We're gonna fix him up. We're gonna spay and neuter him. We're gonna microchip him. We're gonna get his first round of shots. We're gonna treat anything that we can treat. And then we're gonna call you when he's done and he's ready to get picked up. Okay, great. So, day goes by, 2 days goes by, 3 days goes by. It's about a week before I hear any news. And the reason why is because he was so malnourished and so underweight that he had to take about a week just to get up to weight before he could even qualify to have the spay and neuter surgery. Now my work, I work from 5 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. This animal services is about a 40-minute drive. And our time off, we accrue time off throughout the year. We don't just get it in a big lump sum. The lady calls me and tells me he'll be available for adoption on, I think it was a Wednesday. Great. Then, that Wednesday, my car tire decides to shit out on me. So I take it to the shop. I spend 3 hours at the car shop getting my tire fixed. And I missed the window to come pick my cat up. The next day I'm at work and I'm like, look, I'm gonna take some time and I'm gonna leave work early to go get him. Checking their website like every hour. 10 o'clock comes around. Their adoption opens at like 11 or 12. 10 o'clock comes around, I see his picture on their website. Up for adoption. Fuck no. No, he's not. He's mine. No, he's not. I tell Sparky, I'm like, look, I'm leaving work right now. I'm gonna go pick our cat up. I'm gonna take him home, and then I'm gonna come back to work. I leave work, I drive 40 minutes to go get this cat. There is about 60 cars parked in this parking lot. Now, mind you, when we dropped him off, there was about 3. So I go in, I'm nervous. Because if someone else adopts him before I do, I'm raising hell. I went through so much with this cat. I formed a bond with him, he's mine. So I go to the front desk, I tell the lady, I'm like, look, this is a situation. I was the one who brought him in. I was supposed to come get him yesterday. I had a flat tire. I had more than a flat tire. I had a cracked rim and everything. Like, so she's like, okay, fill out this paperwork. I fill it out. They go back, I bring in the carrier, they go back to get him. And the one lady said, are you sure that this name's right? Because he hasn't had any visitors. And the woman that I spoke to said, oh no, she's the one that brought him in, it's fine. They weren't even gonna let me take him without any visitors. He ain't mine. So they go get him. They bring him out to me. Sign all the paperwork, sign everything. Microchipped, spayed/neutered. First round of all the shots. Treatment for his malnourishment. Treatment for his ear mites. Flea tick treatment. Whole laundry list of things that they did for him. $40. $40 compared to the $1,000 that I would have had to spend at the vet just to find out if there is something wrong. They did everything for $40. When I adopted him, his name was Mars. They changed his name without telling me, even though I put on his sign-in form that his name was Oliver. He has his rabies token and his microchip token in here. I have his spay and neuter certificate. This was done, March 31st. That's when it was done. He is a domestic short hair. He's an orange tabby. He is only a year old. His birthday is March 13th. When I adopted him, he was 7.2 pounds. So he had the rabies vaccine, the feline cancer vaccine, the testing done for feline cancer. It came back negative. He had a dewormer. He had a topical flea and tick treatment. He had his neuter surgery. He was given meds for the pain. When I dropped him off, he was only 6.5 pounds, and when he left, he was, what was it, 7.5? 7.7? Is that what I said? Oh, 7.2. I have the adoption agreement. So that is the story of how we took in a stray street cat and made him ours. It started as a random visit, then we named him Orange Justice, then he chose us and came into our house, and if I talk about this more, I'm gonna cry, because first of all, I'm on my period, so I'm very emotional as is, but I sometimes look at him and get very emotional, and Sparky always tells me, you know, like, you literally saved his life. Like, he would have died if he didn't come in and know, like, you made him feel safe enough to know that he could come to you and get the treatment that he needed. He's like, we didn't see him for months, and he just chose us and our house to come into, and he knew that it was a safe space and that we would help him. It blows my mind just how much I love this cat. That is the story of Oliver and how we got him. If you have any questions, comments about anything, I will be more than happy to answer them. I think I got everything out of the way. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or video ideas, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.